welcome to another episode of Dialogue with the Dukes. I'm your host, Bill Berger, and today's show is being brought to you by Cherished Creations, located at 105 East Herrick in downtown Wellington. We are going to be talking softball and baseball today, and as you can tell, we're going to be doing baseball first. To my immediate right, we have Josh Buck, a senior here at Wellington, and also CJ Poland to my left, also a senior here at Wellington. CJ is going to be going on to Bluffton College after graduation, and Josh is going to be going to LCCCC. Did I get enough C's in there?
I think you missed a few.
After graduation. So welcome to both of you. As I said, we're going to be talking baseball. We're going to toss the first question over to CJ. So far, the season has started out maybe a little questionable, but we've really come on gangbusters. In fact, Josh, when we were just talking, he said we're on the revenge tour this year from the remainder of the season. So far, we're 7-3 in the LC8, good enough for third place. The first two teams are tied for first place. So we've actually come on like gangbusters toward the end. So assess the season so far. What have been our highlights, and do we have any lowlights?
Lowlights definitely are errors in the beginning of the season. You know, the young kids playing in the field, and they're still making errors and stuff. That's really bringing us down. But then you got the seniors that's bringing us up, so that's really a highlight for us.
How has Coach Davison helped the underclassmen with the errors that you're talking about?
He's been good. I mean, he's been our coach ever since we started playing baseball. Pretty much our whole varsity team. So we trust him, and we trust what he's doing for us. So it's just him being there for us.
Those lowlights, highlights? I can think of one, a huge one. That team out east.
Yeah, definitely being that team out east. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big game for us that we won.
Exactly. Well, Josh, we lost early in the season. We lost 3 games almost like right in a row by only 1 run. How did we actually bounce back? And how are we able to put those losses behind us and now do as well as we've been doing recently?
That was a very tough spring break. You know, after we lost all those games, we collected ourselves at practice, and Coach Noren kind of broke it down. We just started taking games one at a time and stop trying to reach far out, focus on games that are weeks in advance and so forth. We just got to take one game at a time, focus in, pick up the little details, and just keep moving on from there.
Mm-hmm. Well, CJ, we have 8 seniors on the team this year. Very heavily loaded with seniors, only 6 underclassmen. What were the prospects with all of those seniors, maybe starting at the beginning of the season, but now going on for the rest of the year?
Definitely. They realize they have a big role to fill in from the seniors last year, being leadership wise and stuff. So they're taking ownership in the the underclassmen and telling them what they have to do.
How do we end up with so many seniors all at once?
I don't know. I guess we're just a class.
Same as the football team. We had 14 seniors on the football team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just must be a good class this year.
Right.
Exactly. Well, Josh, we talked about the fact we have 6 underclassmen. How have the underclassmen helped the team this year, helped the seniors, helped the entire overall situation?
Well, they're just a young batch of energetic kids, you know. There's never really a dull moment with them, you know. They're all different in their own ways. A couple are quiet, some are pretty loud and everything. You know, just a couple of them, Trey Moore, he's doing such a good job at third. He's hustling. Whenever he gets up to bat, he's been on fire lately, hitting triples, doubles. He's just been doing great. Kane Davison, he's been doing fantastic pitching. He had a pretty good outing against Oberlin yesterday, and another good one against Clearview.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kane has really done a good job this year, and being an underclassman like he is, all of a sudden becoming maybe not the number 1 pitcher, but certainly one of the best pitchers on the team this year.
Yeah.
What could, we already talked about lowlights. Can you think of anything we could have done better this year, other than not losing by 1 run in those 3 games?
Definitely bringing the energy to the games. I feel like being in the games, we're kind of down. We're not as hyped as we are during the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely bringing the energy and just being up and happy.
Was there maybe a down point at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden, as the season's gone on, maybe an increase in esprit de corps or something like that? What do you attribute to all of a sudden we're doing so well?
I wouldn't really say. I don't know. I feel like the underclassmen, they're just, since they're on varsity, they probably had a big, like, oh crap, they're on varsity, so they had like a big role to fill in. But I think once they got settled down, they were doing good.
Well, at the beginning of the season, did the baseball team set any goals, especially with 8 seniors coming back? Were there any goals set as far as beating somebody or what you wanted to do as a team?
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of big goals beginning of the season. First being conference and slowly making our way and having a pretty good showing down tournaments towards the end of the year. But one of our main goals being our 3 rivals.
I know what you're talking about.
You know, that team out east, River, and that green team. So that was definitely our main goals coming into the season.
And we've already dispatched one of them, but we have a couple more to go. And of course, then we've got the LCA championships and things like that. So, you know, looking forward, it's going to be. We can't skate anywhere, right? Maybe the last game we played yesterday, maybe that was our last skating game, and now we really go into the hard part of the season.
Yeah.
I think you both would agree with that. CJ, what would you consider the strengths of this team are?
Definitely the 8 seniors we have this year. Most of us, we played varsity ever since sophomore year, so we kind of experienced the high school baseball level experience. So I think that being there on the field with the younger, like the underclassmen, I feel like they settle in once we settle in.
Josh, is there anything that we could have done better this year as a team?
Definitely base running. Base running definitely kind of bit us in the beginning part of the season with the 1-run games, where we just had really just really bad mental errors. And as the season going on, we slowly been cleaning that up. So it's definitely been.
Yeah, I was going to say we had a lot of base running errors early on, but like yesterday, using an example, I don't remember, maybe you can tell me how many stolen bases we had, but we had several, putting people into scoring position, which allowed us to score those 4 runs against Oberlin yesterday. I think you would both agree that Oberlin yesterday was maybe more of a test than they were at the beginning of the year. I think we beat them like 13-3 earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I think I looked that up. And but yesterday it was a close game. Of course, it didn't help that we had winter-like conditions out there. At one point, I think we had hail coming down.
Yeah.
So that's not exactly what I would consider great baseball conditions. So, well, I'd say anyway, we'd like to thank both CJ Poland going on to Bluffton and Josh Buck going on to LCCC when they graduate, and giving us an idea of what has been going on with the baseball team this year and what we have to look forward to this year, hopefully doing well in the championships and so on. So thank you both for coming in. We'll be back again with the softball team after this message. This is Dialogue with the Dukes.
Ever wonder what Cherish Creations is? Well, let's take a step inside and check out many items made by our talented vendors. Cherish Creations has many varieties of items ranging from beautifully crafted soap to handmade bracelets to many sweet treats. Our magnificent handmade candles are a perfect gift for your special person, or a handmade crochet stuffed animal for the little ones. Come in anytime midday from Tuesday to Saturday, located at 105 East Herrick Avenue, and explore our many items. Thanks to our wide choices from our vendors, you will never leave the store empty-handed.
We are back. For those of you who would like to visit a gift shop here in downtown Wellington, go to Cherish Creations, located at 105 East Herrick in downtown Wellington. They have at least 25 vendors in the store, and they have something for everybody. So if you need a gift idea or something like that, go to Cherish Creations, located at 105 East Herrick in downtown Wellington. During the first portion, we talked to the baseball team and talked about their strengths, their weaknesses, and how well they have come on. And the softball team also has come on in recent times. Early in the season, they were very new, and we have, even though we have 2 seniors on the dais here, we have a lot of underclassmen. And introducing, we have Haley Harper, who's not new to the athletics department because she's been playing soccer, but she's new to softball this year. So we'd like to welcome you, Haley. And also we have Lexi Klein, who's been all 4 years, right? Playing softball all 4 years. So I'd like to welcome both of you to Dialogue with the Dukes and talking about softball this year. Currently, I believe the team is 3-7. We kind of lost a lot of games at the beginning, but we have been coming on. And we will be talking about one specific game later on that we did so well against. Even though we lost, we did so well against. So first question is going to be, even though you're brand new this year, Haley, how did the team approach this year, especially with the fact that just the two of you are the only seniors on the team, and we have a brand new coach, even though you're not familiar with the last coach. We have a new coach. So how did the whole team, especially you two seniors, approach the year?
I feel like we all had like an open mind to the new coach. Me personally, I wanted a certain spot, so I really fought for it.
Mm-hmm.
All the girls on the team, like, we all wanted certain spots, so we fought for them and achieved that goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are the star shortstop. There's no doubt about that. Even though you're a flex player, you don't get to bat, but you're a star shortstop, and you've been doing very well at shortstop this year.
Thank you.
Well, Lexi, we mentioned the fact that Coach Simmons is brand new this year for the team. What has he brought to the team this year as far as something new or maybe instilled something?
He brought a lot of positivity. In the past, with our old coach, it was more like really stern and strict as to where he brought the fun back into the game. Like, he makes softball enjoyable again, and he gives us, like, he just does little things, like for girls' birthday, he'll bring in cupcakes, and he's a very positive coach. Like, when you mess up, instead of getting screamed at, he will take the time to come to you and talk to you about what you did wrong. And after a few times you mess up, you can get kind of mean, but that's with any coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like how positive he is, and he wants what's actually best for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has so much experience in his background, and not the least of which is his daughter played on the team, Logan Simmons. Shout out to her. She did very well, on the softball team, even though she, I guess it was during basketball, she hurt her leg or ankle or knee or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe it was her knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he has a lot of experience, so he's not just coming into this, sight unseen, so to speak. Haley, do you think that the team has successfully come together this year, especially because we've recently done much better than we did at the beginning of the year? How has the team come together?
Honestly, I think that we all talked about it after every game. We've all come together, we said what we needed to work on, and we've worked on it, and ever since then we've been an actual team and putting forth the effort for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Lexi, besides the seniors, who do you feel have been the leaders this year on the team?
Definitely Mallory Pickering and Lily Oswald, with just the way that they can pitch and catch together so well, and they've been on the team as long as I've been on the team, so they've really put their time into it, and they know how to lead a team well.
Well, we're going to talk about them in just a little while. Haley, what have you learned since the first part of the season, and what has the team learned, especially since you're brand new to the team this year?
I definitely learned a lot about softball. I feel like the team learned to put all drama aside when it comes to the game and play your heart out, definitely. We've learned to, I guess you could say, hype up the game. We really needed to work on that. At the beginning of the season, it was really quiet.
Is that right?
Extremely quiet. But now you hear us now.
I didn't talk about this earlier, but how did you get into softball? Why did you decide you wanted to play shortstop? Or is this just something you wanted to do?
Track, I did that for a while. It became toxic. So I decided to play softball, and my stepmom, Alicia Izzard, really helped me. She used to be starting shortstop for New London.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so she helped me through it all, and I put my mind to it. I wanted to be shortstop.
Well, and you, as I said, you've done a real good job, I think. Well, Lexi, we lost a very close game. I believe it was last week against Brookside. We lost, I believe, 4-3. We went 9 innings, and shout out to Lily Oswald, which we'll talk about in a bit. She was the one in the bottom of the 7th inning that hit in the tying run that sent it into the extra innings. So what did we learn from that particular game? The resilience, I guess, is one thing to say, but the resilience of the team members and just not putting your head down. So the learning process on the team, especially compared to early in the season.
I I think we learned that if we all stick together and we keep cheering, and when a teammate messes up, instead of getting mad, to just like go up to them, tell them it's okay, shake it off, and we can still do it. And that was really helpful. And the game prior to that, we hadn't had one of our best games, and we had a team huddle at the end, and we were all talking about the season, and I just remember I kind of broke down a little bit, and I talked about how it was my senior year, and I just want to go out with one last game, and I think that really helped too, because I was able to connect with a lot of girls and just like let them know, like, this is my last run I have at it, and I want to give the best we can. And I feel like ever since that moment too, we've had a lot of people have started opening up and started playing to the best abilities instead of getting upset. They actually try a lot harder now. And I think we had that game, the next game after we had that talk, and a lot of girls put in 110%. They never let up.
Now, is softball your only sport?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've put everything into one sport, and
Yeah.
you know, being a senior this year, I imagine it's got to be somewhat nostalgic, shall we say, for getting close to your last game here at Wellington High School. Well, we've already talked a little bit about Mallory Pickering and Lily Oswald, and the fact that during that Brookside game, I believe Mallory threw well over 100 pitches, and that's got to be wearing on a particular individual. And Lily Oswald, being the fact that she's catching, so she's down in the crouch the whole time, it got to be tough on the knees, needless to say. So if you could brag a little bit, if we can, about Mallory and Lily.
Honestly, those two girls are extremely good. Like, we're there to back them up whenever they need to, and they carried us through the game, definitely. Being able to throw that many pitches in one night, and like how sore her legs must be, and then you have Lily crouching down like you said. I mean, those girls really put their all into that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have to say congratulations to both of them, because they were definitely, in that particular game, they were the heart of the team.
Yeah.
Not to say that the rest of the team didn't do extremely well, but you know, they were definitely the heart of the team in that particular game. Even though we lost, I think we gained something even by losing just by that one run. Well, final question. I know you're a senior, Lexi. I know that you're not going to be on the team next year, as Haley won't be, and I believe you said we're going to have 2 seniors next year. So what are the positives that we have to look forward to next year? Because sure, we'd like to be better than 7th place, and hopefully as the remainder of the year goes on, hopefully we continue to do real good. But what are the positives that we can look forward to with those 2 seniors and the rest of the team?
I think that a lot of the positive is this year we had a lot of freshmen who didn't really know what high school ball was like, and next year they'll have a whole year under their belt, so they'll be prepared and ready. And we have a couple really good players coming in from 8th grade coming up next year. And I know that the 2 seniors we have next year are strong leaders and will be able to lead the team. And I think they'll be good.
What about JV?
I don't think we'll have enough girls to do varsity.
Is that right, really? Is that right? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully with those 2 seniors, Autumn Rhodes and who am I forgetting? Lily Oswald, of course. Being, you know, certainly Lily will be a good leader, and Autumn, bless her heart, I love her out there. She's such a little thing, and she plays a great right field out there. So, you know, kudos to both of them too. Well, once again, we'd like to thank both Haley Harper and Lexi Klein for coming in and telling us about the softball team and how it started out kind of shaky a little bit, but new coach and everybody else coming in, the team has certainly, I think you will agree with me, has certainly improved over the year, and hopefully as we continue on into the championships and so on, that we can continue to do well. So thank you to both Lexi and Haley for coming in talking softball, and we'll be back again very soon with another episode of Dialogue with the Dukes.